And it's been fun. What a fun it's been. These ladies and gentlemen, these wonderful men and women, just from my own experience and the topics that we've been discussing, are actually voting with their feet on where they need to be. And if Africa is the next frontier, then Kenya is a gateway. And these wonderful people have actually demonstrated that. I've had 22 hours of cumulative engagement with most of you. And some of you are fortunate enough to make it to my deal book. If you didn't make it there, it does not reflect any weakness on your side. It's just that you didn't make it to my deal room, from which you were operating from 8 till 7 a.m. But I'm delighted with some of the possibilities. Just to mention a few, Microsoft, for example. The discussion we've had with Microsoft about working with the Kenya Investment Authority to actually build what we are calling PASHA. PASHA means Inform Me in Swahili, a digital platform for automating the end-to-end investor experience and creating a one-stop shop for all your problems as businesses. Our discussions, very interesting discussions with Coca-Cola, for example, where we are going to work with Coca-Cola and one of the corporations within my ministry, that is Kenya Development Corporation, to give credits to 100 small and medium enterprises from each of the 47 counties in Kenya, to the tune of $1.1 million as a pilot, and hoping to scale it up. And also to work with Coca-Cola to uptake 60,000 tons of mangoes from farmers across the country as a sign of this partnership. And by the way, using our commodity exchange, which we are at the advanced stages of implementation, Coca-Cola is going to procure the raw materials and the mangoes using this digital platform, which we are going to develop together. Moving on from there, we have US Exim, with whom we've agreed to work together to enable SMEs and other businesses to gain access to affordable credits, and also to work on a sustainability fund as a partnership between the Kenyan government and the US government in the area of climate finance. We also have had a wonderful discussion with Visa. Your Excellency, you recall that we started this discussion with the global CEO of Visa in Washington, D.C. And we are working with Visa and M-Pesa, yes, M-Pesa, using M-Pesa Global to drive diaspora investment, where for the first time, remittances from the diaspora for purposes of investment will not be done through traditional remittances, but as part of e-commerce. And we are very grateful to Visa for this. And further, working with companies like Visa and Microsoft to continue engaging our partners within the East African community, within COMESA, and within the African Continental Free Trade area to encourage our countries to adopt data mobility across the African continent. I'm proud to say that the Secretary General of AFCFTA, my brother, Honorable Amkele Men, is here with us, and in fact he addressed this gathering this morning. Kentegra, another very important engagement we had with Kentegra. And Kentegra is now operating from Athi River EPZ, and we are working with them to license them as a standalone export processing zone in Nakuru County. And through this partnership, one, we are going to enable 18,000 farmers to get access to credit for their inputs on a check-off system that is going to be guaranteed by Kentegra. But also, because of this expansion, to give them access to raw materials that are going to ensure that Kenya, through this partnership, is going to account for 30% of pyrethrin trade in the world. A very important achievement. I feel hungry. Yes, we're having discussion. When I stop getting hungry, we'll tell you more. But yes, we are talking with McDonald's. Thank you very much. We have had discussions with Planet, for example, And we're going to work together with our Ministry of Mining to work on geo-mapping of our mineral resources and ensure that we put Kenya on the minerals map. Yes, and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, we had a very wonderful discussion yesterday on how to knock down the barriers to entry into this market and to continue engaging together with the Kenya Investment Authority, working on the digital platform Pasha that is going to ensure that we have got end-to-end automation of the investor journey and indeed customer fulfillment. GE Health, with whom we've been working together as a country for the last 8 years in the area of managed equipment service. And we are now discussing the next phase of where we go after that. But not just that, but indeed working with GE to see which gaps we can be able to cover within our health value chain. Pfizer, yes, and a very interesting discussion we had with Pfizer. And seeing, I have told Pfizer, and I think they've heard me, that Pfizer is indeed a leading company in the world, and the leading company in the world needs to be in the leading country in Africa, and we have been having that discussion. The Department of Commerce, and my brother Don is here after my engagement with the Undersecretary Don the other Don in December in Washington D.C. and we are going to continue working together to encourage American business who want to come to Kenya. Indeed, we look forward to the visit of my colleague, my counterpart Gina Raimondo to Nairobi later this year. And Prosper Africa, very interesting partnership that we're discussing, to provide a facility with the Kenya Development Corporation to de-risk businesses so that they can be ready both for financing by banks but also by investors, including most of you who are in this house. And in this regard, we are going to work with Kenya Development Corporation to see how we can be able to deploy this facility. Abbotts, the kings of diagnostics, and we've agreed that it's the time for the kings of diagnostics to come to Kenya is here, and we are taking forward this discussion. The U.S. Trade and Development Agency, very interesting discussion and agreement on how we are going to work on making bankable projects in the area of healthcare, digital transformation, and renewable energy. Again, working with our development finance institutions, that is the Kenya Development Corporation. If you do not make it to my deal book, again, there's another chance. But in a nutshell, Your Excellency the President, I am very delighted by the enthusiasm, by the drive, and by the sheer optimism of American business to be here in Kenya. What I want to assure you from the side of the government of Kenya is that we are open for business. We are here to help you, to facilitate you, and to provide a one-stop solution for all everything that you may need from us. Kenya